Listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now, baby, it's all right now.
Alrighty, 9:31. Welcome back, full studio again. Friends of the show, Martha Keith, North Alton Godfrey Business Council. That microphone is not liking me this week. Hold on. Better. There we go. Voila. My ears aren't on fire. So we played you. We played you the intro already because we just wanted to make sure that you guys knew more about the North Alton Godfrey Business Council and hear a little bit of John and Zeke talking. But what's cool is Martha, Keith are in studio, and you guys have been a part of the North Alton Godfrey Business Council for quite a while. How long?
I don't know. In my current role, 9 years.
Oh, yes, wow. And what do you do with the North Alton Godfrey Business Council?
Well, I'm, the credit union has been a member for the 9 years that I've been there. I'm actually the chair of the membership committee. So we're out looking for new members and trying to, keep the current members engaged.
Absolutely. And Keith, how long have you been a part of it?
I don't know for sure, but at least 6 or 7 years. And it's interesting, CJ, because I'm not a meeting type person.
Right.
But I'm an old guy. Been a lot of different organizational meetings. This is the one that I've fallen in love with. I mean, this is the most supportive, community-minded group of people, and it just keeps growing because we're there supporting each other.
You're absolutely right. And Martha, how many members are we up to now?
We are right around 150. I don't know the exact number. It changes. But yeah, it like Keith said, it's a little different dynamic than most of the other organizations in the area, and I think that has been the magic formula. And I know Zeke is always asking us, what else could we change? What should we be, do to improve the organization? I said, don't change anything.
Right.
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 It is working. Now the problem that we have actually is because the membership has grown is finding locations that can accommodate us. We want to support our members, use them to host the meetings, but we're getting limited as to who can host one of that size.
And on that point, she said we have 150 members. We have average at least 50 members a meeting every month.
Exactly.
So 1/3 of the organization actually shows up. And what kind of business councils do you have that have that kind of participation?
Yeah,
not very
little.
many. Well,
Right.
and what I like too is the fact that everybody on the council puts the money where the mouth, where the mouth is. And what I mean by that is the volunteerism efforts.
Absolutely.
And that's huge. Look at the green spaces. That North Alton Island. That was. Let's be honest. It was an eyesore for quite a while.
Right.
And the two girls came together and were working. Now you guys are supporting them and so many other things. Take us through those aspects of it too, because I think that's a huge incentive to be a part of this.
Well, it is, and because it is a smaller organization, all volunteer run, the members have a lot of say in what they actually do, and sometimes ideas will come up and it's just the manpower just can't support it. Other times these projects come along. I believe it was Upper Alton Association that had started doing the flowers in that area, and then they kind of said, well, we need to be doing it in our area, so that's another thing that the council does, and they get volunteers from probably mid-May through the end of October, mid-October to water the flowers, which that's like a 3-hour commitment every day.
But it's incredibly cool because it's like you get to drive this cute little truck.
You got the water truck or
water thing that comes from St. Peter's, and then you're always, everybody's beeping the horn because all your partners are coming through in the morning and they're high waving and whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Last year I had somebody come back by and bring me iced coffee.
Really?
I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I was like, that's great. I love those kind of things.
Well, and too, that's a hard task. No one realizes the work that goes into landscape. That's a big task.
Right.
And to have business owners and community members a part of the North Alton Godfrey Business Council doing that, it speaks volumes on the group's commitment to the community.
Right.
And there's so many other projects that the associated with. So, even if you can't participate in everything, there's always something to meet somebody's taste, whether it be the Christmas lights or the holiday light show or, the cleanups, those kinds of things. There's always something that's going on where the members are participating.
Right. Yeah. In December, they always host, along with the Parks Department of Godfrey, breakfast with Santa. Zeke was talking about that yesterday, and said, we need to get the word out early because that's a busy time of year, but that's something that has worked well. The Parks Department takes care of all the reservations, and then just council members work that day. They look for sponsorships from the membership, and I've worked it several times, and it's fun,
Well, and that's what I think so cool, Martha, is that it shows the business community in a different light, because I think we all see each other in the suits or the the business attire, but being able to let the hair down, me take the hairspray out, and just go have some fun and just be a part of it, and that's what I think so cool.
Absolutely.
And it's not competitively oriented, because
No,
we got all these banks, we've got all these insurance agents, and it's like the insurance agents get together, and so you would think that, why aren't these guys competitive?
Exactly.
But they're all there partnering and working together.
And you've interviewed Zeke, so you know. The meetings are very loose. You can expect for your name to be mispronounced or misspelled.
A joke coming at you.
Total different name. Things like that. So it keeps it fun and light. But I always tell him he does an amazing job of getting speakers that are relevant for things going on in the area. And I think that's another reason that it's so well attended, because people want to know what's going on in the area and really participate. And then, also help support those members, and what they're doing.
Well, those are two great points. And then segueing back, because I want to touch on that, because that's huge. I think the meeting is just one of the coolest things out there, because I look forward to it every month. I'm going, well, great, at 11:30, I'm out of here, and I'm at such and such today.
Exactly.
But going back to the aspect that you brought up, Keith, with, the insurance agents kind of gathering together, that's a whole different form of networking, and having this place where we get to do something we enjoy doing, but also going, hey, man, I saw this the other day. It might be perfect for you. I couldn't do it. Those things go above and beyond. And then, Martha, going to these meetings, I think it's awesome to have Zeke up there facilitating it. You might be told that you represent your competitor's company, whatever the hell.
You could be called Charlie. You just never know. It keeps you on your toes.
Well, and now take me through, for the people that haven't gone yet and maybe want to be a part of this, break down the meeting for us, because I think it's cool. We have that keynote speaker, which could be a plethora of topics, from the Boy Scouts to the Great American Bargeway. I forgot what they call that now. It's the new the coastline, the freight coastline of America. There's so many cool things. Take us through those, guys and girls.
Okay, well, the meeting itself, it starts with, people arrive early and do a little bit of networking. We have lunch, and then we have the speaker, and of course, announcements from what's happened in the past. We do a 50-50, but then the speaker, and then more time for networking. But Zeke always tries to recognize the new businesses, and they have an opportunity to say a few words about their company, and then any guests that attend. And
you're always learning something, because we and I'm going to forget the name of the business, which is awful, but a couple of meetings ago we learned that there's a recycling plant down next to Alton Steel.
Mighty Rivers Recycling.
And that to take all kinds of stuff. I didn't even know that they were there.
Right.
And then a couple of 2 months ago we had the county supervisor here.
County clerk,
County clerk, to talk about the new Safety Act. And I had no clue as to the impact of that and what was going on. That's the kind of stuff that gets thrown up at these meetings, because it's not boring stuff. It's interesting things that you need to know in terms of being a business owner.
Precisely. And, we're all busy with doing what we do. So when you go to that meeting, like Keith said, it opens your eyes to other things that are going on in the area that, maybe you participate in, but you need to know those things.
You do.
You need to understand the dynamics of our area.
Absolutely.
And stay on top of it.
Well, and then, because when I had the courier company before I sold it, I went to a couple of the meetings, and I'm like you, Keith. I was like, all right, this is cool, but I'm kind of ready to go work again, or I'm ready to go do this. But with the Business Council, it goes above and beyond just networking. It's learning about the resources in our community and so much more. So why don't we do this? I got to pay a bill. It's 9:40. We'll take a quick break. More of this great conversation comes back to you next in downtown Alton.
Nikki here from Newark. It was my birthday, so I told my boyfriend Vinny I wanted the best steak in Jersey. We did a Google search and hopped in the car, and 15 hours later we rolled up to George's Local Brew in Jerseyville, Illinois. It was the best steak I've ever had. They cut them fresh daily. Since it was my birthday, the owner let me spin the wheel of George's, and I won a diamond ring. And then Vinny proposed to me. Talk about the best road trip of my life. George's Local Brew, where every night is steak night.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. Save up to 27% when you bundle home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
Are you in the market for new flooring? Look no further than Ed Eagles Discount Carpet. Ed Eagles has an enormous inventory of carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood with professionally trained carpet installers that will treat your project and home with the utmost respect. Lowe's and Home Depot can't even compare. Our discounted prices regularly beat out the big box stores. Stop by today to have your new flooring ready for the holiday season. Ed Eagles, quality carpet, tile, vinyl, and hardwood at discount prices, located on Humbert Road in Alton.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. 9:43. Welcome back. 26th day of September. Martha Keith still hanging out. I haven't scared him off yet. Well, you know, we were talking at the break, guys, about really just this connecting piece from the statewide side of things all the way back down to the North Alton Godfrey Business Council. And Keith, to make a great point, it's highly important and really valuable because whenever you have the insights of Amy Ellick and company coming back and saying, hey, here's what's going on, it's great for our business owners and community leaders to know about those things. And Keith, take me through more.
Well, yeah, I think when Amy was down a couple of months ago, she kind of gave us the update on what's going on in the state, and it's like it's so refreshing to get like real information from somebody who you know has been there and knows what's going on in this process instead of the rhetoric that you sometimes hear. And the both of the mayors, Mayor Mike and David, they're both part of the business council. They're there all the time. They're sharing. You know, there's this. It's a network of not just businesses but the organizations in the community. And like I said, Amy's was great in terms of I learned so much at that meeting out at Beverly Farms.
Well, and what I like about that, just touching on that again, is whenever we're listening to, circuit clerk or, and Amy and all of these political figures, it's not, a news article. I mean, you're hearing it straight from the source, so you know what's going on.
Right.
And you're able to ask questions and get feedback and go, hey, maybe we could look at this. I mean, those options are there, and they're really needed. And then, Keith, going back to what you said earlier, which I think is highly important, is the fact that everyone gets along. It's not going, hey, see that guy doing a wiffle ball tournament? Yeah. Well, I'm going to add on 3 more fields, and we're going to get this done next week. That's what I like about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And everybody supports. I mean, the Business Council was a tremendous support of Margaret Freer and the group for Christmas in July.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was huge. And I think, you just, as a member, you see something like that, you want to get involved, you want to do your part, you want to experience that success.
Well, and Martha, I don't know how you feel about this, but with all the work that everyone does in the council, we're all busy people. But to have those moments like Christmas in July and Breakfast with Santa, to be able just to go, this is what it's all about.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what's cool.
Exactly. Yeah, and the council, if somebody's having a ribbon cutting or an open house, Jeff Lortzen is having one coming up. So the council sent information out about that. I mean, I know other organizations did as well. But things like that, I mean, they really do support the members' businesses in any way that they can, and for nonprofits especially that are doing special events, it's a wonderful way to get your word out about that event. Look for sponsors, all of those things that are important to making those successes.
And just to pick up on that, when we had our ribbon cutting for our new thing, I mean, Martha, there was all kinds of business council members there just there to well wish us, not just those people that had been there to support us, but there was just all kinds of folks there just kind of glad.
Right, and they weren't going, "Hey Keith, congratulations, here's my business card, I'll give you $100 off."
And we had the banks there that we don't even bank with. And I mean, these are just people that wanted to support what we're doing in the community.
A huge point that I want to make is your guys' commitment to the youth in the community too, because to me that's always the biggest investment. You're only going to get so far with your, if you aren't going to support the generation, and what you guys do with the CEO program and other kids.
That is what the CEO program in itself is just a fabulous entity. And we've had 2 students from attend meetings every month.
It's huge.
And they're starting a new project with the Alton School District also, and Christy Baumgartner usually attends at least once a year and does an update of the school district. But they decided that they would maybe take it a step further and look for opportunities to work closer with the school district. So you'll be getting more information about that as that develops.
Stay tuned. That's a teasing radio. A little bit of a teaser. Well, and it's just things like that. And knowing that, if you have something going on, they're going to support you. You're going to get the platform to talk about this.
Absolutely.
Information, emails are going to get shared. Now, sometimes it's a little bit hard to decipher some of the emails, but
the communication committee's working on that.
But that's one of the things that's every meeting. We're always, any organization, any group that has something going on, you get to have your moment to talk about that and tell people and pass out information about that activity.
People listen to it. It's not like they're just going, "Oh, okay, here we go."
Right. And, we're all busy, and how many emails do you get that you may overlook, different things. But when you're there in person and those people, you're going to pay a lot more attention to that.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it really just goes all the way back to, just the overall picture of this was with, North Alton Godfrey's a plethora of, it's a melting pot of businesses. I mean, you look at it from childcare all the way down to, lawn services to maintenance, you name it. And I think that shows in the meetings too. I mean, it's such a unique and diverse group of industry to, anywhere.
Absolutely. It is. I mean, and again, it's in a non-competitive atmosphere. So I think, again, that's one reason it works. Another speaker, a couple months ago was from Hainer Library, and
Mary
it was
was
amazing, all of the things that they do. And I thought I was a pretty regular user of the library, but even I was shocked at some of the things that they're doing, and they're constantly expanding, which is good to stay relevant. But again, she was open to ideas from the council, and that's what I think another reason that this works, because it is so small. People have that opportunity to really share ideas and experiences, so people can adapt, in whatever, if they see a need, then they can, maybe adapt that business, or they can, refer somebody. And I know you get a lot of that. That's something that we're talking about in the membership committee, is other ways to really support the members and, make it more valuable to them. And so, people just automatically do some shout outs for different businesses. We're trying to come up with a little more, substantial way to promote that.
Absolutely. And then thank you for reminding me. Hainer Library will be starting their own segment on this show. We've been doing them, but now it's official, cemented, starting in, next week. With that, I wanted to talk more about really just the membership side of things, too, because even though we got a lot of members, we could always use a few more friends.
Yes.
Now, is it only open to business owners?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah, you can join as an individual for $25, or you can join as a business for $55, and that means anyone in your company can attend.
That's really cool.
We have retirees
We have a lot of retirees.
that are come and join the process. And it's almost any business along the way. And I told people, it's like, if you want a chance to get your name out there to people, we just recently found somebody who we were looking for. We were looking for a handyman. We found them, because there was somebody who came to a meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not as limited by the borders of Godfrey as you would think. I think that first people thought it was just Godfrey and maybe just that North Alton, immediate North Alton area. But there are a lot of people, or individuals and businesses that are down, in this part of Alton,
Grafton too.
Grafton, absolutely. Yeah, people, and with more and more people working from home, there's bringing in a whole nother dynamic of members.
It really is. And that's what I think is really good to highlight. I mean, this isn't just North Alton Godfrey.
No.
It's open for you. Come visit us in North Alton and Godfrey and network down here with us and keep growing.
Absolutely.
And, with that being said, I know that we are going to have a lot more opportunities to talk going forward, and I'm excited about that. But I wanted to hit on the speaker series that's coming up in the first couple weeks of November just to fill people in. A lot more concrete details for you coming up soon. But wanted just to touch on it real briefly.
Yeah, it's a speaker's coming in that is going to talk to the youth in the afternoon kind of about entrepreneurship. And that's going to be free for the students to attend. And then at lunchtime, he'll be talking to the business owners. And I'm drawing a blank on the exact topic.
It's all good because we have a little bit of time, so I just wanted to kind of touch on it, put a bug in your ear, just to circle the calendar all of November.
Absolutely, and we'll have a lot more information out about that and about the speaker. I believe there's a couple of press releases coming out shortly on that, but that will replace our normal meeting that month in November. So
you might consider even doing a short interview with the speaker to kind of promote the whole process.
We've got those available still, and the sponsorships come with a free ticket.
That's for the guy upstairs. That's for the guy upstairs. With that being said, Keith, what's going on at Creative Kids? Anything new?
We're about 30 days out from opening our new edition. We moved in January, and now we're opening we got a double wide donated to us from the Alton School District that we're converting. It's going to be our school age program. Going to open us up to maybe add a second infant center, and there's no care available in the community, but we're getting ready to do some expansion. We got some great opportunities for people who are in the business who want to come. We got a great benefit package, good salaries, but it's we're growing and going to start serving more kids. So we're excited about that.
That's incredible. And then Martha, one of my favorite institutions because you happen to be my bank, First Mid-America.
Good. Well, glad to hear that. Yes. Yeah, we have 8 locations in this area, 10 overall. And again, we focus really just on assisting businesses and individuals, with their financial everyday lives, everything from children through retirees. So we've got a little bit of everything for everyone. And one thing that we're going to be launching next month is a new educational module on our website, which is great. They're little short videos because, we used to do a lot of in-person seminars, and we will continue to do some of those, but this is great because people can get information on whatever, they're interested in at that time. And with some of the rising costs, people are struggling a little bit more. Savings are starting to be depleted. So, it's more and more important to make sure that you're making the most of every dollar and not paying for things that you don't need. So this is just giving them some information so they can go out and make wise choices with, concerning their financials. And so when Gary Haga, who's head of our mortgage department, he does some little videos that are also going to be on. They've been on Facebook, so you'll be able to access those. But they did a series before, just how to get ready to buy a house, for example, and things people may not know. You don't go out and buy a new car.
Don't quit your job before close.
Don't quit your job. All the basic things that you want to know, and and how to shop for an interest rate, what types of loans are available. So a lot of things that you don't know what you don't know until you're ready to make those decisions. So we're just trying to help people make wise choices.
That's awesome. And then I just love it. 2 great organizations still helping out the community in your respective ways and doing a great job of it. And Martha and Keith, thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thank you for what you're doing, CJ. I mean, you've really been a breath of fresh air in this community and in terms of kind of connecting us together.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love doing what I'm doing until upstairs gets tired of me. With that being said, for more information and for ways that you can see all 3 of us at the monthly meetings, head on over to NAGBC.com. That's North Alton Godfrey Business Council, NAGBC.com, and register today for that next meeting and become a member. We want you to join. How about that? 9:55, we'll take a quick break, wrap up the 9 o'clock hour. We'll do a brief newscast, and then we'll talk to the Village of East Alton. After this in downtown Alton.